Giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash, and double honor to the man of great millstone that's out there on the highway and byway pushing the truth, as well as pushing the truth over the worldwide internet that's stretched forth throughout the four corners of the earth. Yahweh, Ratazah, reaching the hopeful elect so that we can hurry up and get out of here. To the men and women that are listening and learning, continue in the faith of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. Keep praying, repenting, and keep the laws and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to the best of your ability. As it states in John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandment. As well, I forgot to say this, add this in. I'm not a member of GMS, but I believe GMS has 100% truth for the Bible. GMS, I would like to say the water and Shalom to you, man of great millstone, for going out there on the highway and byway, day in and day out, rain, sleet, and snow, pushing this truth. Shalom, shalom to you, man of great millstone. This lesson is going to be about wives and just women, basically women in general, either you married or not, that you are under obedience. You know, you supposed to be in a submissive state of mind because the good Lord put it that way. You know, as it states in 1 Corinthians 11 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to it. We're going to start at 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of every woman is man, and the head of Christ is Yahweh. So that's the way he set it up, and that's the way you women have to play it. You know, men, we have to play our part. You got to play your part. There's nothing states in the Bible where it says men and women are 50-50. Nowhere. Only in the Western society where they raise the woman over the man and give her power. And that's a new thing in the earth. As it states in, we go there. Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long will thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Compass a man in making money. Compass a man in jobs. You have more women working than men. Surpass a man in power. Women have more rights than men, you know. So, you know, for his strength, you know, for the woman still is the weaker vessel in strength, but for the power that Esau gave her is stronger than man. A woman, she can jump in the man's face, do and say whatever she want, you know, to him, you know, because that's the whole duty of Esau. His plan is to, you know, break down the family by using the Israelite woman to destroy the family, you know, to keep the man from in the house. You know, for the Israelite woman, she got power to put the Israelite man on child support, you know, even if he is there or not. She had the power to call the police, 911, to put him out the house. You know, she had the power to divorce him and take half or take all. You know, it states, I believe in Exodus, that if a woman leave a man, that she leave with nothing. In this society, she leave with half or all. So those are just some of the few powers that the women in this Western society, our Israelite women, have over the men. And that's not the way it was set up. The good Lord had an order of things, which is the Father, the Son, the man, and woman. And Esau, with his wickedness, he choose to be contrary to the Bible. He's against the Bible. He's a deceiver to all, especially to our Israelite women. You know, So we're going to jump straight into it, that our women need to be obedient, need to be submissive. Let's go to Ephesians 5 and 22. Wives, submit yourself unto your own husband as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, so let the wives be to their own husband in everything. I'm gonna go ahead and read 25 also, because you might have some women that say, well, the Israelite man always picking on Israelite women. But it says here in verse 25, husband, love your wife, even as Hamashiach Yahweh Shai also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse, sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. So, the husband, we should not treat you any kind of way. We have to treat you the way the good Lord set us up to treat you, under righteousness, under the laws and commandments of the Bible, how we supposed to treat our women, you know. Let's go to, well, I'll tell you what, let me go down here to Ephesians 5 and 28. So our man to love their wives as their own body, he that love his wife loveth himself. So to add to what I just said about, husband love your wife, even as Christ also loved the church and give himself, if you, as a man, you're not going to, a righteous man is not going to put defile food in his body, treat himself any kind of way, do harm to himself. So if he love himself, he's supposed to love his woman the way he treat himself, with respect. You don't hurt yourself. You don't put defile food in your temple. You don't go out and just do evil, to yourself. You don't belittle yourself. So if a righteous man of Yahweh Bashim Hashai does not do those things, then he's supposed to love his wife the way, he wouldn't harm himself. So you're not supposed to harm your wife. Going to Colossians, like I said, I'm gonna make this here quick. Colossians 3 and 18. Wives, submit yourself unto your own husband as it is fit in the Lord. So what is fit in the Lord? As it is fit in the Lord. The laws and commandments that he gave Moses, that is what fits him, the laws and commandments that he gave Moses for us to go by. And again, verse 19, it says, husband, love your wife and be not bitter against them. So all I'm just saying to you, it's a righteous thing for a woman to be submissive and be in obedience to her husband. A lot of women get irritable behind a man telling a woman this here. She feels some kind of way, but it's the law. As it says in verse 18, wives, submit yourself unto your own husband as it is fit in the Lord. So it is fit. It was ordained by him through the commandment that he gave Moses for you to act a certain way, not to be boisterous and prideful towards a man, not to be out in the street all loud and just clamorous, and acting a damn fool everywhere, twerking in the restaurants out there in the streets and stuff. That's not who you supposed to be as an Israelite woman. He didn't set you up to be that way. He set you up to be in obedience and follow the law that he gave you for you to live by. First Corinthians 14 and 33. For the Lord is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Let your women keep silence in the church, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also says the law. Salakia. So it tells you that, he's not the good Lord. Yahweh Bashim Hashai is not the author of confusion, but of peace. When you have things in order, you have peace in your house. When you have things in order, you have peace in your everyday whereabouts. If your woman is with you, she will be in line. She won't get out of line while you out and about on the highway and byway, or in the stores, or wherever. If you have evil men out there that will try to holler at your girl, or whatever, or look at her a certain way, trying to be, flirtatious to your woman, and your woman, her job is not to get loud with that man, to try to start up some type of ruckus to that man. Her job is to be submissive to you, and she need to report to you if she feel uncomfortable being in, certain area. It's not her job to get in that man's face and say who you looking at, or to be vile with the mouth, to another man. No, you report to your husband and let your husband take it from there. That's how you keep peace, because you have a lot of women that jump at another man while she is with her own man. She go jump in the man's face and thinking that her husband can fight the world. Every man can't whoop every man, and you don't need to jump out there and put your husband in that situation. Like he said, it says here in verse 33, for Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace. Your husband want peace. Your husband don't want to have to, everywhere he go and some guy look at you wrong, or whatever, and you want to get out of line. You bringing violence to his door every day when he with you. That man want peace. Let him decide on what he should do, not you. You're not the head. He is. So let me, this is going to be my last, scripture here, which is 1 Kings 17, 12 through 13. Now this story right here is about a obedient, submissive woman. She obeyed Elijah, and by her being in obedience to Elijah, even though Elijah wasn't her husband, Elijah was a prophet, and she listened to him, and she did not say what a lot of Israelite women today will always say, my children come first before any man. Well, it was no ordinary man. It was a prophet of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And by her taking heed, this was a righteous thing that this woman did. She I don't know if she was a heathen woman, or a woman of Israel, but all women during that time took heed to their husband. So I'm gonna go into 1 Kings 17 and 12, and she said, well, let me back up. Also, this was a time of, this woman was in a time of famine, also, her and her son. So let me go ahead and read it. 1 Kings 17:12. And she said, as the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in the barrel, and a little oil in a curse. And behold, I am gathered 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. And Elijah said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said. But make me therefore a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee, and for thy son. So what you just saw right there was, this was during the time of a famine. This woman had little to nothing, her and her son. And Elijah came in the picture and told this woman that was under obedience, you know, she did not say, I'm not going to make a cake for you. This is for me and my son, because we have nothing. I'm not going to give what I don't have. I mean, I'm not going to give what little that I have and give to you. She was obedient, and she did what Elijah told her to do. And a lot of women, such as this woman here and her 2 boys. Now, I don't know this particular woman, but this, I'm just putting an example of how women will always say, my children come first. You have to be obedient with what the good Lord says about the order of things. You have to listen to your husband. Even though, going back to this here, was a prophet of God, she listened, and the good Lord blessed her, many days with food. And also, if you read further on down, her son down here at 17, and it came to pass after these things, that the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, fell sick, and his sickness was so sore that there was no breath left in him. So the little boy, he was so sick that he passed. And Elijah, took the son, took the lady, boy, away from her. And going down here to verse 20, and he cried, this Elijah did, and he cried unto the Lord and said, O Lord, my God, hast thou also brought evil upon the widow a widow with whom I sojourn, by slaying her son? And he stretched himself out over the child 3 times, and cried unto the Lord and said, O Lord, my God, I pray thee, let this child's soul come into him again. And the Lord heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came into him again, and he revived. And Elijah took the child and brought him down out of the chamber into the house, and delivered him unto his mother. And Elijah said, see, thy son liveth. So this woman, by her being obedient to a man, a prophet of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, she was fed many days. And when her son got sick, he prayed. When her son got sick, Elijah prayed to the good Lord, and the spirit of their boy came back into him. So you women, Israelite women, take heed to the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, to your husband, because that is that is the number one thing that you ought to do, is to respect your head. Be submissive to your head. Be obedient to your head. And that there should be your desire, as it states. Let's go to that. 3:16. Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. And that was and that little part right there, what I just read, because Salakia Eve have, she went against the good Lord by eating of the tree of life, meaning that she went under other doctrines and gave to Adam, and both Adam and Eve had sin to fall upon them. And part of the woman's sin was to, have hard labor, harsh labor, painful labor. Okay, so it says here, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over her. So your desire is just like that virtuous woman. The virtuous woman, she do and she did everything to please her husband. So that's your desire, is to please your husband righteously, not wickedly, like you see a lot of women today jumping in their face, taking off, leaving the house, and not letting the husband know where you at, smiling in another man's face, flirting, cheating with another man. That's not being a virtuous woman. Having multiple partners, sexual partners, and a woman might be single and she dealing with multiple men. That's not a virtuous woman. Smoking, drinking to get drunk. That's not a virtuous woman. Standing up all night, out in the street, being clamorous, being loud, acting stupid. That's not a virtuous woman. So your desire is to be under your husband's hand and, doing what he tell you to do. Going back to our women again, women have to be submissive and be in obedience. Well, I'm gonna leave it right there. I don't want to go too far. I hope it was edifying, and I will see you on the next lesson. Shalom.